Hello, Jose Monkey. Can you find me?
You asked me to figure out where this video was recorded, so I did. Hi, I'm Jose Monkey, and I find people who ask to be found. Sometimes when I'm trying to find one of these locations, there ends up being a really big clue that is critical to the search. But other times, smaller, seemingly insignificant details can end up being the key to figuring out the location. So what can we see? This video begins with a find me sign, and then this corgi, Nico, asks to be found.
Hello, Jose Monkey. My name is Nico. Can you find me?
By the way, guys, I really appreciate that this person chose to also use a find me sign here. As fun as it is to have the dog ask, it doesn't really count as an on-screen request. Like, that voiceover could have just been added in post.
Chad is the best.
So please keep that in mind if you're sending me a video and your face is not visible when you're asking to be found. That includes if you're wearing a mask or maybe having a puppet ask me. It's best to either show your face while asking or use a sign. Okay, so after Nico asks to be found, the person lifts the camera to show us this view of the nearby street. We can see some sort of tall vertical nets over here, also the tops of some buildings and some mountains off in the distance. Next we see that there's a pet waste container here.
Nasty.
Then they turn the camera back the other direction and we briefly see the entrance to this building. When we do, we can see that there are some reflections visible in the door. I'll come back to that. They keep turning and we see Nico once again, and then a quick view of the parking lot because this video would not be complete without that. I tried to make out the license plates on some of the cars here, but none of them were really clear enough to see. We also see the bottom part of a sign here. It's green and purple, but that wasn't really helpful. And the video finishes with another look at Nico, who is clearly a very good dog. Okay, so the general look of this place was suggesting it was a desert, so that had me thinking it was probably somewhere in the American Southwest. My initial hunch was Arizona, but that was just a hunch. Now I'm sure that as soon as I showed the vertical nets that there are people running to the comments to say, it's a Topgolf.
That's what I was thinking.
But I didn't think that was necessarily true. Yes, Topgolf does have vertical nets like this to keep the golf balls from flying off the property and causing injury or damage. But guys, not all driving ranges are Topgolf brand. Sorry, Topgolf. Also, driving ranges are not the only place where you find these nets. You will often see these on golf courses or at stadiums or other sporting venues where there is a risk of random balls flying at people. What?
Nothing, dog. Just keep going.
Also, there are two sets of nets here, one over on the right and one over on the left. So they couldn't both be Topgolf. Anyway, I was trying to figure out what type of business this person might be standing close to. Now we know that they brought their dog to this place, and the presence of a dog waste bin right nearby tells me that this is a place where people frequently bring their dogs. I figured that meant either a veterinarian's office or maybe a dog groomer. So I took a closer look at the reflections on that glass door. When I did, I noticed a couple things. First, we can see that there's a sign here. I could see that there was a logo on the sign, which appeared to be a paw inside of a circle. That seemed to confirm my suspicion about what type of business this might be. We can also sorta see the name of this place. And guys, I spent several minutes trying to figure out what on earth that said, but I was not able to get very far with that. We can also see some more words down on the bottom of the sign here, and the best I could say was that I thought it said green something, but I was really striking out. Fortunately, we had one more clue in that reflection. On the bottom part of the sign, we can see that this business is advertising their operating hours. It took me a minute or two to read what it said, but I was pretty sure that it said we are open Tuesday to Sunday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Now that might not seem like much, but I was wondering if that could help me find this place. Now if the sign had said something like Monday to Friday 9 to 5, or open 24 hours or something more common like that, it probably wouldn't be much help. But I thought that this very specific time frame, Tuesday to Sunday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., might be distinctive enough that I could use it to find this. Using my earlier hunch about this possibly being a dog groomer, I tried searching for that phrase, Tuesday to Sunday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., and I added the word groomer to my query. That immediately got me results for someplace called the Animal Foundation. They were located in Nevada, which seemed like a pretty plausible location for this. And check out these mountains. So I pulled up the Animal Foundation on Google Maps. And guys, that was it. You are here outside the Animal Foundation in Las Vegas, Nevada. I used Google Street View to confirm that view of the mountains across the street, and here's that sign that we saw in the reflection, which means that you and Nico were standing right over here when you recorded your video. By the way, those vertical nets that we saw were for a nearby golf course and for a bunch of baseball fields that were nearby. So, no Topgolf. The nearest Topgolf is like 10 miles away.
Bro, if you keep talking about Topgolf, they're gonna think it's a sponsored post.
Yeah, this is not an ad. Okay, it's time to check which previous location was closest to this one.
Bro, you're not gonna believe this.
What?
The closest previous location. Check it out.
Seriously? Well, as it turns out, the closest previous location was in the sponsored post I did for Topgolf back in 2023. That is only about 7 miles or 11 kilometers away from the spot. Again, to be clear, this is not a sponsored post, but hey Topgolf. Guys, go check out the map of all the places I've found for you so far from the videos you sent me. And while you're there, maybe go check out my store if you're into that sort of thing. And if anybody else wants me to find them, record a video where you say, "Find me, Jose Monkey," or something like that, on camera, or hold up a sign that says something similar. And don't forget to tag me in a comment on that video.